This is the 5th version of Marnie in Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, are we going to allow DNA to keep milking these popular characters non-stop while ignoring the important characters, the ones without an alt, the ones that have not yet in the game? They keep repeating this. If your answer is no, then by all means, do not scout for Champion Marnie. But one reason is not enough. In this video, I give you all the reasons why you should not scout for this Master Fair. So with that, sit tight and let's begin this Do Not Scout video. Here we go. Yo, 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 this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, the artist Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX, where I give you all the reasons why you should skip this sync fair. Everyone out there tells you to scout. She is the top damage dealer in the game. She has the craziest special attack stat. No, I'm not here to do that. I'm going to do the exact opposite and tell you to not scout for her. So before we begin, guys, do not forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't, and if you want to save your gems, listen to what I have to say, and maybe you'll be convinced not to scout for Champion Marnie. And also leave a comment, let me know if she is originally your priority in your scout list, or maybe you are planning to completely skip her and choose another anniversary unit, or maybe completely skip the 3.5 year anniversary update. Let me know because I want to know and I read your comments. And also, guys, this is basically a negative view of Palentine's Marnie, or rather of Champion Marnie. If you want some positive outlooks, positive views on these sync pairs, you can check out my 3.5 year anniversary Who to Scout for video, as well as my 1 out of 5 or none out of 5 video if you are just planning on getting one copy and are curious if getting one copy will be enough to change your gameplay. But again, this is gonna be all the reasons why you want to skip for Champion Marnie. And also, I would like to give a huge shout out to all the members of my channel. Thank you everyone here for your support. SPL Gum Challenge is almost done, by the way, and I am going to announce the results soon. But for the meantime, guys, I haven't been able to work on those videos yet, so hang in there. And meanwhile, if you want to be a member but are not able to do so, guys, you can click on the join button to become one, by the way, for as low as $1 a month. Or again, if you do not have the financial means and you want to become a member, you can become active, more active in the channel, and become a receiver of the gift memberships if these guys are planning to give membership. So I've heard that another member is planning to give membership soon, so maybe you will be one of the lucky recipients of a membership. Good luck, guys, and hope to see you more active in the channel. Now, let's go back to our main topic. So, this is the timeline of events, and as usual, I'm going to hide myself so that you can see Ball Guy's event date. Give me a sec as I find my layer. Okay, here we go. Ball Guy appears on March 21 to April 6, quite far away, second half of the month. Meanwhile, it's kind of sus, actually, now that I think about it. February 28, March 2, then March 4. That is sus. March 4 is so far off from March 21. Will there be a new sync pair coming between March 4 and March 21? Maybe. Again, we do not know yet because the anniversary update is not complete. Some thumbnail images are not yet available, like our Pokemon Masters Day image or background or thumbnail image. It's not yet available, as well as some other events. So we might have more sync pairs than just these 4. Now, Marnie comes in first, February 28th. 2 days after him or her, we got Hop, March 2. 2 days after Hop, we got Bead March 4. They are all Master Fairs. And as you might know, Master Fairs share a measly, tiny 1% chance of getting the featured unit. 12% chance of getting a 5-star, that's good. 5 multi-pulls, you get presents, that's good. But only a 1% chance of getting a Master Fair. If you have scouted on Poke Fairs, and if you have been shafted by Poke Fairs, let's say Emma, Annabelle, Signasuit Lysander, those are Poke Fairs. Signasuit Diantha, that's a Poke Fair. If you have been shafted by any of those Sync Pairs, those are 2% featured rate, 2% chance of scouting for them. This one is half that number. So the chances of getting shafted is double, guys. And one more important thing is that Marnie, let's just admit it, Marnie is the most popular among these 4 Sync Pairs. In this update, the Sync Pair, as I have read in the comment section, as I have seen everywhere, the Sync Pair that everyone or most of you, majority, is gonna scout for in this update is Champion Marnie. And actually, guys, the more people scout, the more people want a particular Sync Pair, the more chances of people getting shafted. Because, you know, probability and statistics, and I do not want to get into numbers that much, but the more people want a specific Sync Pair, the more people get shafted. So bear that in mind. Yes, there will be a lucky few that will be extremely lucky, and they will post the videos of them having ultra mega crazy first daily discount luck. And then once you see the video, you'll be tempted to scout on this Sync Pair, and then you are not on luck side. You get nothing and you feel frustrated. You said, how come this person gets the Sync Pair on the first pull and I don't? And you try again. And you get a dead multi. And you try again. And you try again. And you try again. And later on, you'll discover that your gem count is 0. And you're planning to scout for everyone. Or planning to scout for probably Bead, and you just are tempted by watching someone's Sync Pair pulls on Marnie, and that's what happens. So the more a Sync Pair is wanted, the more it leaves, the more it evades you. So that is your first reason or second reason why you should probably, you know, if you really do not want to scout, I highly advise you to do not watch pull videos from lucky people, probably from people who get shafted. Maybe if they said, pity pull Marnie, probably yes, you might be encouraged to watch them, share the suffering or something, and maybe you'll be convinced to not scout. I'm scared, I do not want to get this Sync Pair because I might be shafted and something like that. Might have that effect on you. So if you do not want to get shafted or your gem count to go 0, then do not watch other people's lucky scouts and do not scout on this particular Sync Pair because she is the most popular of the bunch. And if you haven't seen it yet, we are only getting enough for one Sync Pair of your choice. So if you do not have any gems now, or you have a very little amount of gems, yes, you can reach scout points, but you can only reach scout points for one Sync Pair. Check this video out if you haven't, guys. So let's get into Marnie's kit right now. So Marnie is a striker. She's a striker, she's a dark type striker, and she has a pretty high HP stat. Yes, that is a given. She has pretty high attack stat, but we are not caring about the attack stat because all her attacks are special attacks. 502 special attack, 137 defense and special defense, which is okay for a striker. Plus, with the Galar Spirit passive skill, as you can see over here, you have a little increase in your special attack damage as well as your special defense for the opponent's normal attacks. But her kit is quite funny and strange. Well, you have Fiery Wrath. 20% chance of making the opponent flinch. Fiery Wrath, the good thing about this one is AoE attack. You hit everyone with a strong dark type attack, and you have a 20% chance of making the opponent flinch. 4 move gauges, hits everyone. And you have Protect, gives you a damage guard next effect. And then you have Be Fiery Wrath. This one only applies, this one only activates rather when you use a sync move. And this can be anyone in your team, I think. Anyone in your team can use a sync move, and then once this triggers, yes, you want this to trigger, you have a 50% chance of making the opponent flinch. And then it will attack everyone, and then it will be increased by 20% if your HP is at 30%, somewhere around that level, when you are close to fainting. Now, let's go to Be Fiery Wrath. 20% chance of making the opponent flinch. Look at her speed stat, 271. 271, is that fast? 4 move gauge, no, it's not that fast. If you want a 4 move gauge attack, you want the speed stat to be around 300, 300 plus, maybe 400. You know, we have a St. Pierre recently, 4 move gauges. Emma and Crobat has a 400 something speed stat. So that's why you do not exactly feel that she is slow. Even with B Cross Poison or something like that, she's not exactly that slow because her speed stat is very high. But with Marnie, you know, also with Emma, you have Poison Fang just in case you do not have 4 move gauges. Marnie, you only have Fiery Wrath as your attack. And so if you run out of move gauge and you do not have Protect, you do not want to use Protect yet, you do not want to use Triumphant Spirit or something like that, you are stuck with Fiery Wrath. If you run out of move gauges, then you have to wait it out until your move gauge bar fills up, and that's such a waste of 1 turn. One sync pair is better here, and that is one recent sync pair that came out, guys. We have, a lot of people forget that this is a dark type sync pair. We have Champion Serena, a water type Greninja, who can transform into a dark type Brutal Swing with staggering to 30% chance of making the opponent flinch. 3 opponents flinching at the same time, 2 move gauges only. Yes, Marnie is stronger than Serena in terms of Fiery Wrath versus versus the attack of let me just quickly check. I forgot. Brutal Swing, guys. Fiery Wrath is stronger than Brutal Swing, but in the end, you'll be able to attack much faster using Serena. Bring that sync move countdown much faster than waiting it out for a 4 move gauge Fiery Wrath and then just, you know, waste your turns away. Next, we have Triumphant Spirit. Raises your special attack by 6. That's good. Maximizes your special attack. Speeds up your speed, or raises your speed stat plus 4. Raises your evasiveness plus 2. Okay, that is okay. And applies the enduring effect. That is also okay. But you reduce 10% HP. And, well, I'm not sure if that's okay, because you want to be, you know, as healthy as possible. But at the same time, this sync pair wants to have some low health. Wants lowered HP because of her passive skill, Mind Over Matter 4. So if your HP is reduced, you will have your special attack stat plus 40%. That special attack stat at 502 becomes 702. And if you have gears equipped, if you have theme skills, if you have something, yes, that is going to go way higher. But I'm not here to rave about her special attack. I'm here to downgrade this. And how do we do this, guys? Well, you know, it's hard to keep your HP. at 90%. A lot of opponents are AoE attackers. And, you know, with that defense stat, 137, if you do not really raise your defenses, and if you use Triumphant Spirit, your HP goes down minus 10%. Let's just say 90% HP. And yes, you have an Endure effect. But then one attack, you know, one critical hit on you by the opponent or just random attacks can lower your HP. Yes, you can recover 40% HP with Spike Moth Grit. If your HP drops below half, you get to recover 40% HP. But how many times is that going to turn in your favor? Yes, you get a special moves up next effect by 3 stat ranks. That's a 120% increase in damage. But again, you know, how are you going to, you know, play it out? Sometimes it's just easy. Sometimes it will cooperate. Sometimes RNG will not cooperate. And the opponent lands 2 crits. You recover HP 40%. Yes, you go back. Your Endure status goes away and you recover the HP. And then the opponent crits you again and you faint. Sad. Yes, you can restart the battle. But how many times are you gonna restart the battle? So, we also have Sinister Aura at the start of the battle. It reduces your sync move countdown -1, and then it raises your critical hit rate to maximum, which is a good thing. So, you basically start off the battle with max crit, and these are the good things about her. Now, the bad things. Check this out, guys. Look how lazy DNA is. Your attack is Fiery Wrath. Your buddy move is Fiery Wrath. Your sync move is Fiery Wrath. Come on, DNA. Moltres has more moves than just Fiery Wrath. And you decide to give us Fiery Wrath, be Fiery Wrath, distaste for defeat, Fiery Wrath. Come on. If there is Fiery Wrath, or rather, probably be Fiery Wrath, and the sync move distaste for defeat, Fiery Wrath. Okay, that is acceptable. Change the other attack. Change it to something else. But DNA gives us 3 of the same. And this does not only apply to Champion Marnie, it also applies to Hop, it also applies to Bead. I mean, the laziness. I guess it's okay that DNA did not give us whatchamacallit, the name of the animation of of the distaste for defeat, Fiery Wrath. At least it is not Dark Beam or something like that. Take a look at her sync move. Hiya, poor Lucario. Anyway, at least the animation is not that bad. You know, it's not, I don't think it's the typical animation of Marnie. So, just want to say, why? Why 3 of the same attacks? Could be better, could have been much better. I don't know, I forgot what Moltres' moves are, but they're definitely much more than just be Fiery Wrath. And I wish DNA would have done that instead. Or maybe give Galarian Moltres another attack. Not just Dark type, but also another type of attack. Just like, you know, the Greninjas with Water and Dark. Yes, they can transform types. But I do not mind that Galarian Moltres cannot transform his sync move or something like that. But at least, rather than being not original with the Fiery Wrath, be Fiery Wrath, sync move Fiery Wrath, could have been much better. Okay, now for the sync grid. 1 out of 5, you basically get nothing. It's worthless. Dauntless, yes, special attack cannot be lowered. Why even care about this one? There are a lot of other supports that can raise your special attack. Unflappable prevents you from flinching. How many opponents will make you flinch anyway? 2 out of 5? You need 2 out of 5. You know how hard it is to get 1 copy of the sync pairs? If you get shafted, that's 36,600 gems. You expect Master Fair 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 gives you Evasive Sync up 5, which Evasive Sync up 3, which, yes, these multipliers are easy to trigger. Like, you use your trainer move. Power Reserves 3 is harder to trigger. You have to have your HP low, 30%. Protect Slippery 2 gives you an evasiveness increase. Speedy N3 gives you a speed increase. Triumphant Spirit MP Refresh 2 just lowers your HP by another something, and I think it also raises your evasiveness, and I'm not sure if speed stat is increased. Yes, it is. So why 2 out of 5, 2 copies, and then you get 3 out of 5 multipliers and stuff. You got Adrenaline 1 reduces your sync move countdown, and you know this has a lot to do with sync move countdowns. So Champion Marnie, Champion B, Champion Hop, the buddy moves are requiring sync move stuff. And compared to, for example, Signature Diantha just requiring Rock Zone, Thunderbolt Red requiring Electric Terrain, and some other sync pairs that do not exactly require, you know, the sync move, it's a little bit hard to trigger the buddy move, in all honesty. So you got Endure again, which is interesting. Can give you another Endure status, but this is like a downgrade of Ash, because Ash's passive skill is like Ash's Determination, Ash's Tenacity, something like that, and it gives you an Endure status plus an Endure status, and I think another Endure, something like that, guys. Fiery Wrath Aggravation 2 raises the chances of making the opponent flinch, and that makes your chances 60%. But again, Fiery Wrath is a 4 move gauge attack. We have one sync pair right now who has a 30% chance making the opponent flinch with a 2 move gauge attack, and not just that, but you also lower the opponent's accuracy stat. AoE lower accuracy plus chances of making the opponent flinch, 2 move gauge, you can double. You can use this thing twice versus this Fiery Wrath Aggravation 2, so you have a little bit more chances of making the opponent flinch using Champion Serena. And then you have Protect Super Preparation 9. You have to use Protect first in order to give you a super effective up next. Pretty sus in my opinion. If you want, maybe you can give Triumphant Spirit Super Preparation 9 instead of Protect Super Preparation 9. I don't know. Soften Up 1, critical hits land more easily. And basically this guarantees that you will be able to hit every single opponent with a critical hit, since you start off with maximum critical hit rate. But let's see if it is possible with the sync grid later. The Triumphant Spirit Propulsion 9, okay, reduces your sync move countdown once you use Triumphant Spirit. Wounded Power, Wounded Sync Up basically requires you to have less than 100% health. But again, as I said earlier, what are the chances of you staying at the ideal 90% health? 90 to 99% health is ideal. But what are the chances of you staying in that zone? If you want Power Reserves 3, if you want B, what's the name? I do not want to even mention this move again. B Fiery Wrath, if you want the 20% increase in damage, you have to be at low health, 30% health. What are the chances that you stay in that zone without being killed by the opponent when your Endure status is gone? So those are some of the negative things that we have to talk about Champion Marnie. Plus, there are a lot of other dark types in the game right now, which has a lot to, you know, they're strong. You need another strong dark type, guys. Now, as I said, we are gonna check the sync grid right now and see if we can actually get everything. So this is a thing that I checked with STDK12's Homa Tools, and this is your sync move multipliers. So we got 2 sync nuke tiles over there. We got Wounded Sync Up 5. We got Evasing Sync Up by the lower part. And at the right side, We got Super Preparation 9 for Protect, which again, I feel that is kind of strange why you use Protect first. You know, by this, I am assuming that the game assumes that, you know, you want to use Protect when the opponent uses a sync move before the opponent uses a sync move against you. So, I don't know. Anyway, this is the sync move multiplier. And as you can see over there, I want Soften Up 1 for maximum guaranteed crit. And by removing this Super Preparation 9, I'm lessening the number of multipliers already. I can remove Sync Power plus 25. Let's try. I can go here, I can go here, I can go here. Not enough energy. I can go here, here, and here, here, and here. I have enough energy, but I am sacrificing one Super Preparation 9 as well as one Sync buff over here. So it's kind of hard. It's impossible to get all the multipliers on her own. So Evasive Sync up 3, Wooden Sync up 5, Super Preparation 9, as well as Soften up 1. It's impossible. But, you know, you have to do your sacrifices anyway because grid tiles are expensive. Now, the next one, we check her attack move multipliers. We have Wounded Power 3. We have Power Reserves is a little bit sus. So I've decided not to get Power Reserves. Instead, I go for a Wounded Sync of 5 and an Evasive Sync of 5. Those are the two interesting multipliers. But now I have an Aggravation 2. So that I can at least make the opponent flinch. Have a higher chance of making the opponent flinch. And a Move Gauge Refresh 3. 40% chance of charging your Move Gauge. You know, we've got sync pairs that have 4 move gauge attacks. For example, we have Signusuit Serena and Zygarde. 1000 Waves and Core Enforcer have 2 move gauge refresh tiles. I think one is a move gauge refresh 4 or move gauge refresh 5. The other one is a move gauge refresh 3. This one just gives you 1 move gauge refresh 3. If this was a move gauge refresh 4, 50% chance of charging your move gauge by 1. This is much more acceptable, but 40% chances and only 1, and Fiery Wrath being a 4 move gauge attack is unacceptable. Very unacceptable, guys. Okay, that's the sync grid. And now let's move back. Okay, timeline of events. I have mentioned this already. These sync pairs, if you watch my February or March sync pairs or 3.5 year anniversary sync pairs, who to scout for video, I put Marnie at number 2 if you really want Marnie, because of how many dark types we already have. We have Darkrai. I was saying Darkrai, 2 move gauge attack. Yes, power, you know, might not be that strong, that high, but opponents at least cannot do anything as long as they're asleep. And you can infinitely make the opponent asleep by using Dark Void, Dark Void, Dark Void. It's an AoE sleep chain attack. And you just have to use Dark Void infinite number of times and the opponent will never be able to attack you whatsoever. You remain at full health. If you have Darkrai or Signusuit Cyrus and Darkrai, you absolutely do not need Marnie. It's just overkill having Darkrai. But if you insist on having Marnie, then by all means, go ahead and good luck not getting shafted. Don't say I did not warn you. So, other dark types, there is Champion Serena and Champion Karim over there. Pretty strong sync pairs. We have the Mask Royal. We have Sydney, very strong sync pairs. We have Karen, who's just been powered up. She is a special striker. And, you know, Marnie is also a special striker. So, if you want a special striker, then Karen is your way to go. We also have Summer N, also a special striker. And many other sync pairs, physical striker. The original Marnie is a physical striker for electric, but has a very powerful power trip attack. And many other sync pairs. So, how do they compare in terms of stats? We've mentioned this already. I'm gonna quickly talk about this one. Yes, Champion Marnie has the highest special attack, and below 100% HP, her special attack stat goes up to 702. Interesting and strong, but she also has the lowest at defense and special defense stats among the board, across the board. So be careful when you're using her. You do not want to immediately faint. In terms of multipliers, someone pointed this out. Yes, Marnie also gets 3 stat ranks of special moves up next effect when you are down to low health, I think half health or something. You will get 3 stat ranks of special moves up next. But that aside, those are the multipliers as you can see over there. And without the special moves up next effect, these are the numbers that Marnie can bring to herself. Marnie does not bring in Dark Zone. And if you want Dark Zone, that's Signature Cyrus. If you have Dark Zone, the numbers will get much better. In fact, let's look at the numbers right now with Dark Zone, guys. So this is our Dark type list. And as you can see over here, we have Champion Marnie with Dark Zone. Her DPS or maximum damage goes all the way up to 11,139,849. Multipliers all active, super effective up next, Dark Zone, and all the debuffs for the opponents, all the buffs for you. And the sync move goes up to 13,216,770. This is rank 6 only. Interesting. Who is number 5? Number 5 is Nanu. Really? Nanu is a 5-star sync pair without 6-star EX. But again, we are assuming that every tile is selected and we have Dark Zone and we have super effective up next. I doubt Nanu can do all that. Number 3 or number 4, we have Sydney. Very easy attacker. You can use your brutal swing. Opponents will get confused. Every single time the opponent is confused, you will have your multipliers active. You have the Mask Royal at number 3. Let me just go down one little bit. And every single time you attack, you have a chance of lowering the opponent's attack stat or defense stat or both. Yes, you cannot raise your own crit with the Mask Royal, I think. But you can have anyone else raise your crit stat for you. Number 2, we have Signature Cyrus. As I was saying earlier, Signature Cyrus is so OP. But I think this one, the DPS thing, is Dark Pulse, not Dark Void. But Dark Void, again, you want to use this so that the opponents will fall into eternal slumber and never wake up. But the damage, if you have super effective up next, you know, he has power play. The lower the opponent's stats are, the stronger the damage. It's hard because you have to build up the dark play multiplier. You have to keep debuffing the opponent. And the more debuffs the opponent has, I think the max is either 18 or 21 or something like that. If you reach that number and you have Dark Zone active and you have all the multipliers and you have super effective up next, then he is the number 2 sync nuker for dark types. And number 1 belongs to Champion Serena over here with, again, this sync pair can AoE flinch the opponent with just 2 move gauges versus Marnie's 4 move gauge Fiery Wrath, which is so original that every single one of her attacks are Fiery Wrath, and Fiery Wrath. So that is that, guys. So those are some of the reasons why you want to skip this sync pair. You know, a lot of other sync pairs deserve outs. Hop, I do not have any complaints about Hop getting his first alternate. Bead also, no complaints about that because they do not have the nice treatment whatsoever before. But Marnie, we have original OG electric type Marnie with more Peko. We have Summer Marnie and Grimmsnarl, fairy type, and also with a dark attack. We have Valentine's Marnie with Steel Zone. Steel Zone, Steel Zone, Steel Zone, Steel Zone, Steel Zone. Nice because Zone Setter. And we have Trainer Lodge Marnie. And now this is the 5th Marnie How many more Marnies are we gonna get? And you know, by supporting this sync pair, by scouting for her, you're just encouraging DNA to give more alternate outfits to the popular characters. So maybe the N treatment, maybe the Steven treatment, maybe the who else? There are a lot of other sync pairs that I do not want to enumerate them right now, but by scouting for the 5th version of Marnie, we're encouraging DNA to make more versions of the popular sync pairs. Shake my head. You do that, then it's your choice, because I'm just here to give you a negative outlook, a devil's advocate view. Champion Marnie, I do not care if you scout for her or not, but do not say that I did not warn you if you get shafted. Because, all in all, I'm just here to discourage you, but I'm still scouting for her. So go for your faves instead of the meta, because the meta just keeps changing. And you know, right now we're seeing a crazy 706 attack stat, and maybe goes up to 800 special attack stat, goes up to 800, 900 depending on how you build her. But you know, wait till DNA introduces 7-star GX or some sync pairs with a 1000 stat, 1000 something attack, physical, defense. You know, defense is, I think the highest we've seen is 400 something. We have 500 something defenses. Wait till DNA introduces more of those things. You know, they did not call these units Anniversary 2023. Wait till Anniversary 2023 units come out on September. And let's compare and contrast again. Let's see if what these predictions, do they come true or not. So with that out of the way, guys, that is it for my Do Not Scout video. What do you think? Are you still scouting? Are you supporting DNA? Are you ready to get shafted? Because everyone is gonna scout for her, and apparently, you know, the more people scout for her, the more chances of you being the extremely majority who are not gonna get her within your first 5 multi-pulls. Maybe you not on your first 10 multi-pulls. Maybe at scout points, you finally get your copy. You are so happy you finally got your copy of Marnie. But what did it cost? Everything. And with that said, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. A huge shout out goes to all the gifters of my channel once again. Be active in the chat, in the comment section, in the thumbs ups. Do it right now, guys. Please. I want to go to bed, but I'm doing this video for you guys. So, help me out. We're almost at 10k subs. Let's hopefully get there within March. Hopefully. Finally get there within March. Because my members need their my mods need their salary. And I did promise them I'll give them a little bit starting when I get to 10k subs. So, support the mods of my channel. And thank you to all the members of my channel who have been supporting this for the longest time. Especially my red 2-year members, Alcin, Roy, Luca, and most of all Shadowfill at Master Ball tier, Marokman at Ultra Ball tier, Aurora Espion, Yuki, Murasaki for Great Ball, Premier Ball Shido VODs, and Art of Home, and my 1-year Pokeball tier members, Jeremy, Sasri, Marcella, Kosei, and Ewiz, and my other remaining members. Thank you so much, Tatsuya Gold, Apsaras, Kundan, and Pokefriendo. Thank you so much for your support. Become a member, click on the join button down below, and I will see you in the next one. This is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. Your artist team's called Grunt. Good luck on your pulls, but do not say I did not warn you. With that, see you in the next one. Rawr.